Alright gang, welcome back to our investment challenge here on Riverview. It is November. Rain is in the forecast. It's cloudy yet again. Unfortunately, it's going to be like this. It is the winter months as it is. So that's typically what happens anyway, right? You get snow, you get hail, you get rain, you get things like that, and it's dark and gloomy, and that's unfortunately what we're dealing with right now. Now, the last episode, I made a mistake. I'm sure many of you mentioned it in the comments. I'm actually doing this recording before the last one came out. I didn't go and sell any of the goat milk, which I said we were going to do towards the end of the episode. We didn't do it. So I apologize for that. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and put it in the production. It's going to be better off just to be put into the production at this point anyway. So we're just going to throw it in the production and turn it into bottled goat milk. And I've got everything already stacked up here, as you can see. Now, I don't know how... Okay. Just have to unhook them, and the wool will go in there as well. Perfect. So they'll continue making a bunch of products for us. Now, I don't think any of those are good to sell today. I think they're mostly the winter months. I think maybe the flour is okay today. Let's see. The flour... Yeah, the flour's not bad. The Preserved Food Factory has $2,310, and it's plateaued at that point. It's only about $100 off what the average best price would be. If we need the money, we can sell that today. I'm not sure we're going to need the money, but if we do, we have that option. I'm going to go ahead and reset the trailer here back into a normal extension trailer. Take the plate off. I don't need the plate. All right, hook that back up. We need to drop the forks off here. We don't need those anymore. And we're going to go over there and pick up some of the silage out of the silo because I'm pretty sure it's nearly full, or it's almost full. We did gain a few new animals in the pen here today. They have reproduced. They are 0 months old. I should have dropped the forks over there on that side, but we can drop them over here. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, now I'm going to have to move that trailer out of the way. So let me do that. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Sorry about the camera work there. That's not a very good camera work there at all, Z. But hopefully you guys are doing well, staying safe, all that good stuff. I am getting ready to be out of town for a brief period of time. Was not really by design, but it is what it is. You know, life happens sometimes. So I am getting ready to be out of town for a couple of days. My hope is that I'll have a video out every day for you while I'm gone, but there may be a day or two that I do not, so I just want to be fully transparent with you, and I will make a post, you know, letting you know if there's, for some reason, something's not going to be released, but I'm going to attempt to have one out for you every day. If there's going to be one that's missed, or even two that's missed, it's likely going to be on Sunday and Monday. One or both. Not really sure which one, if any, yet. So we'll figure that out as I carry along here, making videos this week. Alright, so we got 28,000 liters in here, so we're going to go take that and sell that. We're just going to go sell it where we've been selling it every single time. We're going to go to the farmer's market there and sell it. You all are very familiar with that location, so I won't bore you with the travel to that, but we're going to make a couple of trips here selling the silage. I won't really show all of it on camera. Basically, what I'm going to do is start heading that way now. And I will continue to make trips there until we've got to the point where we cannot put a whole another trailer load, or full trailer load, I should say, into the trailer here. So I'll keep making trips. When we get to that final point that we're going to be selling for today, I will be back with you, and we'll kind of see where we got to. All right, Alfred, go ahead. Just stop randomly in the middle of the road. Thanks, bud. We'll see where we get to as far as money goes. We got $12,330 right now at the start. So we'll see how much money we get out of it, where we get to, and we'll go from there. Now, our grass field already is ready to harvest again. It's crazy, man. It's every 2 episodes, 3 episodes is ready to harvest. So we might do a little bit of that today as well. That's really what we kind of have to do right now until we're able to buy another field and some more equipment, right? One thing I have not looked at is the used market, if there's anything out there. Oh, baby! That's what we need, man. That is what we need. Actually, is that what we need? I don't think that's what it's called. It looks exactly the same. Maybe it's the base game one that doesn't do everything we're looking for. Yeah, this is the forage pickup. That's not really what we're looking for. You can harvest the indicated crop types. It looks almost identical, though, right? Wonder what that's under. Let me see if I can find that in the main. Just bear with me for a minute. We took a quick change of plans here just to look at this really quick. Well, we might be able to utilize that. I might look and see. We might be able to utilize that instead. As long as it picks up the grass off the ground, which it looks like it's a very similar situation, just a more expensive version, then we should be good. I guess I didn't even realize that was in the base game. Okay, well, like I said, I'm going to make a couple trips here with the silage. Be back with you when we're on the last trip. Alright, gang, as you can see, the rain has started. And unfortunately, it is going to rain for the entirety of the rest of this episode. It is not going to stop raining until 2200. Which is basically the entire day, right? There's only a couple hours where it's not going to be raining. And it'll be pitch black dark when that happens. So we are going to be dealing with the rain the entire time. But that's okay. I like rain. It just... And a good thing is we're not actually harvesting any kind of cereal crop or any kind of anything like that where it would cause us any harm. If we want to do a contract that's a harvesting, it really won't make a difference because it's a contract. So, now, this is the final load here. We've been getting around, it makes no difference, $10,350-ish. I would assume we're going to get around the same here. So it's good, man. We're going to be above 50 grand here. 10,344. So there you go. So not bad. Now there's still a bunch of grass left to put into the silo there. We still have some in the other trailer itself, if I'm honest with you. That still needs to be put in there. There's just not enough room, so it has to continue to process. And who knows, maybe at the end of the episode, if we have the time, maybe we make another trip of selling some more silage here. But we will see how things carry on. Now, as far as the rest of the episode goes, what are we going to do? Well, I said we have the ability to go ahead and work on our field, right? We have that ability to go ahead and mow the field up again and pick all the grass up and everything. But the problem right now is we really don't have the room for it, right? We either need to put down another silo, which is about 30 grand, or we do something else and we wait for our current silo to be done processing all the silage, and maybe we mow in the next episode, right? So I think we're leaning towards the latter there, where we're going to do something else. Now, what we're going to do, it's more than likely going to be some kind of a contract. Now, we got $53,000 to our name. It's not enough to buy another field, unfortunately. It's not enough to buy another yard for one of the objectives we have to do to accomplish this. We are getting closer, but we're not quite there. So, won't be one of those today. But maybe if we do a couple contracts, maybe we can get a little bit closer to that point. Maybe we purchase that, I guess that's technically considered a harvester, in the used market, right? Maybe we do that as well. We'll have to wait and see. But one thing before we get started here is I'm going to go ahead and drop that there. I'm going to hook back up to the trailer here. I'm going to back it up, and we're going to get it into the process where it just continues to unload for us, which is a little weird that it allows it to do it, but it does, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, so it should continue to do that until it's completely empty. There is 50,000 liters of grass in there now. We've got plenty of room for it to make silage, so we should more than likely get most of that grass put in there. As far as the animals themselves go, they still have plenty of grass. They are chewing through it pretty quickly, but they do have plenty, so I'm not too concerned with them for right now. So it's literally just a matter of us doing some contracts, and maybe we sell some of the flour today, right? We looked at that, and then the price wasn't terrible, so maybe we sell some of the flour today. So, all that said, let's look and see what we got out here contract-wise. There's quite a few things out here, if I'm honest with you. Some bale wrapping stuff, cultivating dead wood, fertilizing, which we know we can do relatively simply. Not a whole lot of money for that, though. There's some good harvesting contracts. This one is a really good harvesting contract. That is a field we've done many things on. We've done it a lot. That's an option. It's $800 less off of that, so we'd be making, just around $23,500 out of that, which is a hell of a lot of money, but it would take a long time. It would probably be a pretty long episode in that process. We've got a couple hoeing contracts. We recently picked that up, right? So we could do that. There's another fertilizing contract that just popped out. So there's a couple of things we can choose from here. It just really depends on what we decide we want to do here. And there's mowing contracts. There's a plowing contract, or 2 plowing contracts. Stone picking, tedder grass and weeding, and wood transport. So let me look through all of these. Let me see which one I think is going to be the best for us, and we'll do that. All right, well, we are here, gang. This is quite the header we got on this thing. I had an idea. You know, our grass field's ready to mow, right? We already know that. So we can get plenty more grass out of that to make more silage. We are not necessarily running out of grass in the animal pen at all. Not even close. Well, this doesn't matter if it reduces yield. We're doing a contract. I mean, I guess maybe the extra stuff we're going to get possibly, but other than that, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, what was I saying? We're going to get a lot more grass here in the near future, probably the next episode, when we actually harvest our field, right? Or mow our field. So, why wouldn't we just... Why won't we just put whatever's remaining in our big trailer into the pen for them, and then we can take the next harvest and put that directly into the silo, since it's, you know, maxed out right now anyway, and it's going to be a while before it's empty. Why don't we just do that? I think that's the best approach here. Also, we decided to do the sunflower field, which we talked about, the big massive one, the huge one, the $24,000, $25,000 one, whatever you want to call it. Kind of got off tangent there for a minute just because that idea popped in my head. So why wouldn't we do that? I think we're going to do that. Yeah, we should do that. So wait till we get nearly a full trailer load here, or a full trailer load, a full harvester load here, and then I will head down to our yard and pick up our trailer. I'm going to utilize the tractor they gave us with leasing the equipment. That way we don't put any more wear and tear on our tractor. We can utilize their tractor. But yeah, I think that's a smart approach. I think that's a genius idea that is in my head here. Also, I looked a little bit closer at the used market and at that harvester there. It does not pick up the harvested grass off the ground. It literally just mows the grass from what I can tell. And the reason why I'm saying that is if you look close at it, all right, it doesn't have like a pickup or anything on it, right? There's no pickup there whatsoever. I think it harvests it and then shoots it out immediately from the harvest instead of it being dropped on the ground, which is what we're currently dealing with. Because if you look at the one that we want to purchase, right, the one we've been utilizing, if you look closer at that, the one end is clearly the same thing, but here there is clearly, well, I can't really give you a good angle. Here there is clearly a pickup, right? It's literally picking that up from the ground. So I don't think it's going to work. Some of you in the comments may be already correcting me saying, you're an idiot, it does work. And if that's the case, right? Maybe it'll still be out there by the end of the episode and maybe I can purchase it. Who knows? But either way, for now, we're focused on this field right now, this sunflower field. Now, we have done this field, I can't even tell you how many times. It's been a lot. I don't know why we always end up going up to this field. It's the farthest away from possible from where we are, but this is the one we typically go to. Now, the reason why I think they're giving us so much money for this field is because we have to take it all the way back down, all the way to the very end, right by our yard, to the shipping area, which is on the other complete opposite end of where we currently are. If you look at the map, we are, as near it makes no difference, the top left corner of the map. Where we're going to, again, near it makes no difference, the bottom right corner of the map. So, it's a pretty far drive. So, based solely on the fact of us saving time, I think we go ahead and get that trailer. And so that's what we're going to do. And by that trailer, I mean our own trailer. Our unrealistic 200 meter, or 200 liter trailer, excuse me. 200,000 liters to be exact. Which means we probably will only have to do one trip, maybe 2 trips, but the alternative would be is that we would be doing at least 4 times more with what they gave us, because I think it might be even 4 or 5 or 6 times more. From what they gave us with the leased equipment. I think it only has a capacity of like 30 or 40,000 liters, something like that. So just do some basic math there, right? If I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it was around that. But just some basic math tells you're at least doing 4 times more trips at a minimum. And that's if it's 50,000. I mean, I don't think it is. I think it was less than that. So anyway, we're going around the headland here. I don't have steering assist on or anything like that. I probably will turn it on, I think. Once we go around the headland, at least the first time. We're probably going to do 2 headland passes, I would think. But yeah, man, this is going to be good. Now, what we're going to do, as we typically try to do, it's going to be probably difficult to do with the trailer we're going to be utilizing, but I'm going to attempt to not unload every single bit of the sunflowers when the contract's done. Just like we did with, you know, being able to turn in whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was now. Was it wheat or what it was? I don't remember. But anyway, we saved something to turn it into flour, right? A product from a harvest to turn it into flour. We're going to try to do the same thing here. We're going to try to make some sunflower oil. We've got that production. We might as well utilize it. That's going to make us a hell of a lot more money than just selling it outright. So why not, right? Why not? So, let's carry on here, gang. We're going to throw a bit of a time-lapse in here. It's going to be relatively long, I think. This is a very big field. We probably will not be doing the entirety of the field on a time-lapse, but we will do a time-lapse. It will be, like I said, relatively long. So, let's get a lot of this knocked out, and then we'll see how far we get as far as the timeline goes, or the time goes for this time-lapse, and then I'll stop it where it makes sense. Thinking somewhere between the 16 to 18, 19 minutes of real time mark, which sped up, that should be somewhere in the 4-ish, 5-minute range of a time lapse, depending on where we stop at. So, let's get started. As a matter of fact, you know what? We're going to wait a second. We're not going to get started until we get pretty much a full load here. I'm going to put a worker on it. I'm going to put a worker on it, and I'm going to go down there and pick up our trailer. I think that's the way to go here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's set the worker up. Yeah, I know it reduces the yield. I know. I don't know where the worker's going. Let him do his thing, whatever. All right, let's get in the John Deere here. Very similar to the John Deere we have, actually, but this is a much newer and faster John Deere than what we have. And I'm running into stuff because it's so much faster. Okay, I'm going to go get the trailer. I'm going to dump the rest of the grass, whatever is remaining, into the pen with the animals. And I will meet you back up here on the field that we're actually doing the contract on, and we'll get started. Alright, progress is being made here, gang. We've still got a ways to go, but we've got a good chunk of the big portion of the field done here. Plenty of room still in the trailer. I think we'll be able to get the whole harvest done and put into that trailer, which means we only have to make one trip, which is a good thing, right? But yeah, we're about halfway through, is what it says, as far as harvesting the field goes, so... doesn't feel like it. Feels like we're further than that, but evidently we're only about halfway. So we got a long way to go here. That was a long time lapse. Probably the longest time lapse we've had on the channel in quite some time. So we'll do a little bit of jump cut editing now at this portion here, gang. I'll keep on rocking at it and see how far we get, and I'll be back with you here in a little bit, and we'll see what we have remaining. And we'll carry on. Be back with you in a bit. Alright, it is starting to get dark on us here very quickly, but I think we're going to finish just in time here, and then we're going to have to head down to the sell point. It may turn dark on us by the time we get to the sell point. I don't know. The sun is just above the trees still, so it's going to be dark here very, very soon. It is winter months anyway, right? So it's going to go down much sooner than it normally would. This should be it right here, this last little bit. And we'll put the rest of this in the trailer and we'll start heading down there. Now, as far as the actual production goes, I believe I already turned on the... Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I was looking at it and then I didn't do it. Let's turn on the sunflower oil, so that way, whatever we are able to prevent from being sold, we can take there and it'll already start making it as soon as we start dumping it in there. All right. Let's go dump the rest of this in the trailer here. And we are empty. All right, I'm going to head down to the sell point, gang. I will see you at the sell point. There's no reason for me to show you driving down there. You've seen it many times. I still love this church here. I love the field, this field and the field right here. I like the view of that church in the background, but we'll more than likely in this series never have those fields. But I just like the view, man. So we'll see you at the sell point, gang, and we'll see how much we can stop. All right, we are here, gang. We're pulling up here to the barge here, or the boat, whatever. So we can go ahead and let all of this product go in there so we can finish this contract. And we're going to do everything we can to stop it. Here we go. Let's see how good we do. Probably not going to do as well as I want, but we'll see. Get ready, get ready, get ready. And up! We made a little bit more than I wanted to make out of that. $5,499. Not much in here, honestly. 3,000 liters, but we should at least be able to make one pallet off of it, so which will make us a little bit more money. So we're going to head back. Get back into first-person view. With all these windy roads, it's much easier to be in first-person view, and all the trees and everything, it's hard to see. So we're going to head back here to the yard, and drop this into the production itself. As far as all the other products we kind of talked about early on about maybe potentially selling, we're not going to do that just based off of how long we worked on that last field, and really we don't have any sunlight left. All the lights are on the road here, as you can see in the distance. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll just drop this stuff off. We'll turn the contract in. We'll pay off a little bit of the loan like we've been doing. And there we go. Okay, so let's do the autosave here. Let's turn the contract in. Perfect. Puts us up to 82,000. We're getting very close to being able to buy another field, gang, which is really good. Now we're going to go ahead and pay off part of the loan, like I said we were going to do here. Let's repay 5,000 on it. Boom, we're down to 945. And yeah, that's going to be it, gang. Nice, dark. It's nice and dark. It's a dark night, man. It's 1700. Sun's going down. You can hardly see it. Still raining. Hopefully there's no rain in the next episode. We're going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. Thanks to my 14 members. If you want to become a member, links down below in the description. Get access to videos like this one early, among numerous other perks. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.